OT Graps coming to you live on the interweb. Welcome everyone to OT Graps. I'm joined as always by the man with an E in his Twitter name, but not in his real name. Well, at least an ER, I should say, at the end. Trevor! How you doing, Trev?
What's going on, Brett? How are you?
You know, I'm doing. Hey, I'm doing. All right, we're like many
Doing,
of us.
okay?
We're out here
Doing.
doing. You know, we're doing at that Tony D. Hey, at NXT
Hey.
tonight. Hey, what you want? You know, I lost my tag team partner, but it's okay. You know, it's Italians. We got more. Yeah, we'll get some. We'll go home. We'll cook some gabagool, and I'll see my guman. We'll be okay.
We have just been demonetized in Italy. Thank you.
Hey, I can take a joke.
Or Queens, New York. One of the two.
Hey, don't you dare come after Queens. Don't you dare. How dare you talk about Queens like that? How dare you?
MGT, what's going on, brother?
MGT in the chat. MGT, always nice to see you. Guys, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. OG Graps, once again, coming to you live. We're going to be talking about Money in the Bank, the big fallout from the big show. Not Paul White. That was this past Saturday night. Oh, I am loving these Saturday WWE pay-per-view. By the way,
Me too.
I cannot believe that AEW has like flipped the script. Like one of the big reasons I liked AEW pay-per-views was that they were on like Saturdays usually. So
Right.
I would have like I could watch it and not be worried about work the next day or school, whatever it was, right? And they've completely flipped it now. Now AEW, it's like they're putting on shows on a Sunday, like, and a lot of times it's not even right before a holiday, right? Because except for Labor Day, All Out's always gonna be like right before a holiday, so that's gonna be fine. But like all these other shows, they're doing it like, haha, Michael, you're gonna go to work tomorrow tired after watching an 8-hour pay-per-view, like, you know. And I was like, hey, yo, Tony, come on now. And then the Tony, and hey man. So in that respect, WWE is doing a lot better than AEW because I love Saturday pay-per-views. Like it's
I used to love the AEW Saturday pay-per-views. That's one of the things I used to like about TNA. Sometimes they had pay-per-views on Saturdays too.
TNA had pay-per-views.
I know, right?
No, I just no one bought them. We got a lot to get to. CC in the chat says, "Yo, we'll talk about Money in the Bank." But first, I think we have some business to attest to. Trevor, it's your week for the hot take. All right,
It
give me
is.
a question. Let me answer. Let's go.
All right, so this one's not that difficult. It's more fun than anything else. All right. So, what is your favorite finishing move, and what is the worst finishing move you've ever seen?
Worst finishing move I've ever seen was Kazarni's roly poly. I don't know what it was called.
Oh, that was terrible. Oh, it was awful.
Go look it up. Back in the day, there was this. It's so funny. I love WWE in like 2009. Because here's the thing, I like stopped watching then, and like I went back and after a while, I went back and like saw some of the stuff that they were putting out in like 2009, 2010. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I missed this. One of the things I am angry about missing was Kazarni, because his entire gimmick was he was a carny. Like he was a literal carny. It was so funny. I mean, this move,
Kazarni was fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. He really was.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't. Don't lie to the people.
It was terrible, but it was fun to watch.
He is fun. He is fun to talk about on a podcast 10 years after the fact.
Absolutely.
But in the moment, it was terrible. Like, could you imagine? It's like watching the Dungeon of Doom in the moment. Like, that's terrible. Yeah. Like I said, the old OSW quote. It's like, be crap now, so you'll be great in 20 years. Like exactly. That's the rule of being a popular in internet wrestling. No, but in all seriousness, Kazarni's finishing move is the worst finishing move in the history of professional wrestling. I call it the roly poly. I have no idea what the hell it is. He takes his opponent and he rolls through. They just roll around.
He just rolls around.
And he does a pin. There's no magic to it. There's no impact. Zero impact. Total nonstop, non-impact. Total non-impact. There we go. Nothing. It is the worst finishing move ever. Please go check it out if you don't believe me. There is not much worse than that. Maybe MVP's like a non-impact head scissor thing that he used to do,
Oh
but
yeah, that thing.
even
Yeah,
that, there's like something. There's something there.
there's
There's some,
something there, right? But like, I mean, that could go on this list too, though.
bro.
But like,
Imagine if I hugged you and we just rolled around the grass. That's
yeah,
Kazarni's finishing move.
it was really bad. It was horrible, actually. Like terrible. So, what's your favorite?
My favorite. So this is, I mean, my favorite finishing move is a submission move. Believe it or not,
Okay.
I
Okay.
am a I am a sucker for the crossface. Like I think the I almost called it something else. I think the
Yeah.
crossface is my favorite finishing move. In my opinion, the best submission move. That's why everyone decides to use it because it's just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
awesome because it
It is.
attacks multiple ligaments. It attacks multiple different areas. You get the head, the neck, the mouth, and the arm like all locked in. Like it's great. It's a great visual, and like I'm not gonna lie, like people, it is what it is. When I was younger, I was a my favorite wrestler when I was younger was Chris Benoit,
Of course.
and that
I
spot
was
at
gonna fault you
WrestleMania,
for that.
that spot at WrestleMania 20, like I don't care what anyone says, in that moment, that is the best. Like that is in my opinion, the best like finishing submission spot in wrestling history. Like, like Triple H getting to the ropes and Benoit rolling through to the middle of the ring to make Triple H tap. It was amazing. That's like I note that as like that's like that whole like arc of Benoit's rise was like when I fell in love with pro wrestling. Uh,
Yeah.
and so I mean, to me, like it's that, and then my other favorite wrestler of all time, the guy who's really my favorite wrestler of all time,
Of
Bryan
course.
Danielson. He became famous for using the label lock, which is basically the crippler crossface. A little
Pretty much.
variation, it's the same shit. But yeah, I mean, it is just to me that's my best. It's my favorite. It is the best. It is the favorite of everyone out there. I am speaking on behalf of all wrestling fans.
Okay.
What about you, Trev?
Good picks, actually. Very good picks.
Yeah.
My favorite, I'm not gonna be as cliche as I was gonna be and say the Sweet Chin Music because I was going to be. That is one of my favorite finishers. That I mean, you gotta also understand when me coming up watching wrestling, that was the first time I've ever seen something like that. You know what I mean? Like Sean was one of the first to actually do something like that. Um, also is just the fact that that move took like Mr. Perfect's fisherman suplex, the way he did it was just like
The
it,
perfect plex.
it was a perfect plex. It was, I mean, it of course is not super shiny, it's not like the best move ever, but it was one of those that like had a purpose, right? Like he slammed you on your back, knocked all the air out of you, whatever, 1, 2, 3. But I guess my favorite will probably be a finisher as well. Submission as well. I love the way Owen did the sharpshooter. Owen being one of my favorite wrestlers, I love the way Owen did the sharpshooter. Um, a lot of people argue that his version of it wasn't as good as Brett's, but Brett wasn't my favorite wrestler. Owen was.
Well, first of all, like, we all know that The Rock had the best sharpshooter ever. It was a sharpshooter.
It was a sharpshooter. Yes, it was. Worse.
The Rock's sharpshooter. No. Best finishing move ever. The Rock's sharpshooter. Worst finishing move ever. The Rock's sharpshooter.
I think you know what I hate the sliced bread. I hate it. I never liked it. The sliced bread. I never the bulldog run. I never liked it. I never liked the bulldog. Like I understand it does more damage than the roly poly, of course. Like everything does more damage than the roly poly, but dude, like you're gonna sit there and tell me like the impact of this little bitty guy is gonna is gonna take this 250-pound man off his feet and knock him out? No, that's why Spike got tossed across the room half the time he did it. Like For
I'm
me,
so
it's
sorry.
gonna be
No, like Spike
it's gonna
Dudley's
be
bulldog. Spike Dudley has some of the most insane, like random spots. He would just come into matches. All right,
yeah.
oh,
No,
he would just come
Spike
into
is
matches, and he would just
amazing.
come
I
in. He
love
would just
Spike.
come in, do one spot, put like himself and someone else through a table, and like that's just it. He came in. I'm Spike Dudley.
That's it.
He's like Chaozu from Dragon Ball Z during the Battle of the Saiyans. He's like Tien. He's looking like he's like Spike's over there looking
Shouts to
at
Yamcha.
no, he's Chaozu. Because remember what Chaozu did during the Saiyan fight? He was like, he's like, Tien, I'll miss you. And he just offed himself and tried to off Nappa, but it didn't work. That is Spike Dudley. He's pure comedic genius. Yep. But yeah, continue.
But no, yeah, that's got to be one of my worst. I'm sorry. I mean, not knocking the wrestlers that use it, because I actually like the wrestlers themselves. That move is just nah.
Well, that's interesting. We got Surf Wrestling in the chat saying CC in the chat, I should say, saying favorite finishing move is Rey Mysterio's 619 Booyaka Booyaka. Much better than Dom 619. We got Surf Wrestling saying his finishing move, Surf Wrestling saying their finishing move is the Sister Abigail. Sister Abigail's Kiss, nice move. Hey, it's a nice looking move. I'll give him that.
It's a nice looking move. It definitely is.
MGT in the chat says my favorite is the spear. Can't go wrong with the spear. Much like the crossface, everybody uses it, even including Austin Theory. Oh, sorry, Mr. Money in the Bank, Austin Theory,
which we will talk about.
We'll get Trevor's thoughts on that. Surf Wrestling in the chat says I do believe Bray Wyatt's debut at AEW in winter is coming because in December towards the Brody Lee reunion show. I mean, who knows? It could happen. I don't know if they're doing like specifically a Brody Lee reunion, but winter is coming is obviously right around the time of the anniversary of his passing for sure. Surf Wrestling in the chat says, when Bray Wyatt hit the Sister Abigail and Dean Ambrose, it looked executive. Ooh, no, well, a nice adjective right there.
I love that SAT word there.
Okay, executive is not an SAT word.
It was when I was in high school. I was also in high school during the Stone Age, but still, go ahead.
He was in high school back when George Washington still had real teeth.
I said the Stone Age.
Let's see. MGT in the chat says it was a rock shooter. No, it was a shart shooter.
Shart, but he did it.
Yep. Surf Wrestling says sliced bread have different versions. Surf Wrestling says right. Evan Bourne had his own sliced bread version. Trevor's older than sliced bread.
This is very true.
That's like the first thing that came to my mind. Keep those chats coming, everyone. We got so much to talk about. Surf Wrestling in the chat asks, Trevor, did you like Kofi Kingston's old theme song, SOS? I heard him shout then.
I did before I knew he wasn't Jamaican.
SOS. My accent's
like
lying.
But
I'm not Jamaican. I'm not Jamaican. Not Jamaican. Feel the fight. Lies.
It had that island feel. It kind of reminded me of what was it? The Hulk Hogan show Thunder in Paradise. The song kind of
reminded you of bum, 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 no,
it kind of reminded me of the song to the intro to Thunder in Paradise. Thunder in Paradise. Kind of reminded me.
Thunder in Paradise. So it's all a ripoff of everything Bob Marley did. That's all it is. Like, absolutely. I heard him shout that.
Yes, I did.
No,
like
you're not. No. Kofi. I love Kofi though. So I love Kofi. Therefore, I love the song. Yeah. Anyway, Trev, we got so much to talk about. We got some business to talk about. That's the wrong slide. We got some business to talk about. WWE Money in the Bank 2022. Me oh my oh meow. Me oh my oh meow. That's one way to put how I felt about Money in the Bank. So, Trevor, we'll run through this card match by match in a little bit, but I need to get your take on Money in the Bank. Not so much the ending because we'll save the ending, but
Yeah.
as an overall show, what did you think? What were some of the ups? What were some of the downs? Talk about it.
I'm gonna say interesting. I'm gonna definitely say interesting. I think that's fair. I think that's very fair, right? Um, the action in some of the Money Bank matches was pretty good, right? I mean, it wasn't too bad. But like the Money Bank matches were interesting. Um, a lot of the main hello, a lot of the main matches were 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 okay. Like it was all in all, it was an okay match, okay pay per view. It wasn't great, it wasn't spectacular. There's nothing that I'm gonna write home about, and like also I'm not gonna like necessarily completely bag on it either, right? Like because there were some good ups, and but the downs were super low. So a typical pay per view match, a typical WWE pay per view.
Interesting. I think you and I have like different like takes on this pay per view, and again I'm like I'm in a weird place because I also watched it like I did a live stream, so I was also
Yeah,
like
yeah.
hyping myself up during it, so maybe that played
Mhm.
it into it. But I enjoyed the like nine like about 85% of this pay per view. I
Right,
thoroughly enjoyed. I thought this was like again and like I totally get why people feel different,
right,
considering
right,
what happened.
right.
But like for me, I was like, this was for WWE. I thought this was going to be, in my eyes, their best pay per view until what happened in the end. And again, I thought this was a great show. I thought the best match for me overall was Usos versus Street Profits.
Oh, great match,
Do
great
we
match.
I mean like I know Meltzer doesn't give out ratings until a little bit afterwards, but this should be a 5-star match because that's like it was 23 minutes of just insanely amazing pro wrestling, even
It
though the
was.
finish was kind of flat. But let's run through the card real quick. First off, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match: Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans, Rodriguez, there we go,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Shotzi, not Blackheart, were all defeated by Livomania. Liv Morgan won Money in the Bank, Trevo.
Yes, I was excited about that actually. I really was. We've talked about how much we love Liv Morgan here on the show, and I love Liv Morgan. I really wanted her to win. I was happy that she did, and we all know what the outcome of it was, which I kind of figured they were going to do that. Out that part, I was hoping they wouldn't do. Not like that because we all know what happened to Nikki Ash, right? So I was hoping it wouldn't be that way, but got good on you, Liv.
Liv Morgan. I mean, you know what? This I don't care where anyone was. This is like might be one of my favorite like ending spots to a ladder match
Yeah,
ever. Like
definitely.
the I it's such a great spot. Like her getting pushed off, stopping her own momentum, and then pushing off the rope to kick
Yeah,
Becky Lynch off the ladder. I was like, that's like one of the most ingenious spots WWE's
it
come
was.
up with
It really
like in a
was.
long time. And it made her look like such a star. I was like, yes, it should have happened a year ago, but it's finally
Thank
happening
you.
now. Like, oh, this was like literally like I jumped at, there's video evidence of this on the stream from this past Saturday.
I watched some of your stream.
I jumped out of my chair. I was like screaming. I was like a giddy person when this all went down. I was so happy. Like,
This was a very feel good match, though. This was a very feel good match.
yeah, a lot of this it could have been a very feel good pay per view. We'll get to why it wasn't in a second, but it has something to do with the WWE United States Championship, which was on the line. Austin, not Theory. Wait, Theory, not Austin, I should say, taking on Bobby Lashley in a match. Theory
Yeah,
was defeated by Bobby Lashley in 11:05. Bobby Lashley, new United States champion, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter,
No,
Trevor. Doesn't matter.
I gotta be honest. I could care less. And it's nothing, not a shot on Bobby Lashley. It's not a knock on Bobby Lashley. I don't care what Austin Theory or Theory, whatever you want. I don't care what he does. He's not entertaining. And the match.
How dare you? That
really
is Vince McMahon's illegitimate son. How dare you? Could you imagine if they go back to that storyline? Like, it was actually Theory. Like,
but no, it just wasn't a great match. I mean, most Theory's matches aren't. So go figure.
what was wild to me was like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Austin Theory out here spearing Bobby Lashley, delivering clotheslines to Bobby Lashley.
Dude,
I was
like, really?
I was like, what is this? What is this? We didn't want to put Daniel Bryan over because he was too small, and you got Austin Theory out here hulking up on Bobby Lashley? What is this?
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. The United States Championship. Do you care?
No.
In general, United States Championship just changed hands.
No. I could care less, honestly.
Why don't you
Unfortunately,
care? Tell me why
I
you
used
don't
to care about the. I used to care about.
No, I don't care about why you used to care. We all know why we used to care. It used to mean something. Why don't you care now?
Because it means absolute trash. It means nothing. It's like just wiping your feet on the mat. It doesn't matter.
How about this? You know how you know, guys. You know how you know. You don't know. Name the last 3 United States champions. Not you, Trevor. Anyway, name the last 3 United States champions without looking it up.
I can name 2 of them. I think.
No, actually, no, you can because 2 of them were in this match. Okay, name the last 5 United States. Okay, that's you know what I mean. Before Theory, name the last 3 champions. Like you can't. You can't. All right, God, that's a little decided. I can name you the past 3 Universal champions because that title still kind of.
I can't even name you the last 3 Intercontinental champions at this point.
No, it's the fucking Ricochet. Who's the Intercontinental champion now? It's like.
Good question. I don't know.
Isn't it? No, Walter's about to win it, right?
I think. Is he?
Let's see. I don't know. I think Walter's about to win it if he hasn't already. Sorry. Yeah. Walter won the United States Championship last week.
The United States or the Intercontinental?
Sorry, Intercontinental, whatever the hell. Yeah. See, it doesn't matter. Oh God. See, now it matters because Walter, not Gunther. I'm not calling him that. Is
I would never call him Gunther. No, he's Walter.
Walter. My name is Walter, and I will fucking Ludwig Kaiser. I cannot believe they renamed Marcel Bartel to Ludwig fucking Kaiser.
Ludwig Kaiser.
And they made him German, eh? You're German, eh? That's okay.
That's Rick Martel's son, right?
What?
That's Rick Martel's son.
No,
right?
it's not. No, it's not Rick the Modern Martel's son. No.
Okay. Good.
Good. Good. He should not be allowed to have sons. Okay. Moving on. Next match we had for the WWE Raw Women's World Championship. Bianca Belair defending against Carmella. Trevor, what'd you think about this match?
I actually kind of liked it. I mean, yeah. I liked it. I thought it was good. I mean, again, Bianca does what Bianca does, and Carmella surprised me. Which Carmella's capable of doing this. I've seen her have good matches, right? But like, it was a good match.
It was a fine match, but it wasn't like
it wasn't 5-star.
Here's the thing. I think what made this match was the ending. Here's the thing. WWE with a lot of the endings of these matches were on point. This was one of. I love the ending of this match. Bianca Belair is like kind of reeling. Mella's kind of got her on the ropes, and then Carmella just kind of slaps Bianca with a very disrespectful slap, right? And you just see Bianca Belair, who's like the typical face, right? Like she is a baby face. She's a baby face. She's a baby face. Like she's so happy go lucky, and that's part of the reason you love her so much, right? And then like you see her almost like meek facial reaction go full on like angry. Like this is the first time I've seen Bianca Belair like be fully like angry. Like you saw her go like Super Saiyan for the first time. Like she just went off and went, "Oh, I'm done." She said, "I'm done. This match is over because I'm Bianca Belair, and that's how I roll." 1, 2, 3, KOD, boom, it's over. Like I
Right.
love that, and I think that they could go back to that.
That's
Like
what
that could
saved
be
it.
her
Yeah.
Hulk up. Like it could be so awesome, and it's Bianca Belair, so I'm gonna love it no matter what. ABB is in the chat saying, "Hey lads, I'm awake to catch another stream live. Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome, ABB. Always good to have you."
Welcome. Always good to
ABB
have
also
you.
says, "Lashley is so over. Since 2020, he really has been killing it with his character. Do you think there's any chance that they revitalize the title now that Lashley is champion?" I'm thinking no, unfortunately, as am I. I don't think there's
It's
a chance.
mine.
To
It's
quote
no,
Vince
no.
McMahon, there's no chance in
Yeah, I don't think so. It'd be nice. There we go. No, it'd be nice to revitalize it. EBB. I think it definitely does need an overhaul. The United States and Intercontinental both.
The Intercontinental title needs to that design needs to be scrapped. That's an ugly ass title.
Oh, it's
That is
the
an
worst
ugly
belt I've ever
title.
seen. Oh, it's one of the worst belts I've ever seen. It's terrible. But no,
It's worse than the
I totally
NWA,
agree.
like 5 pounds of crap. Is that what it's called, right? Like 5 pounds or 10 pounds of crap, something like that, right?
I think your interpretation is a little off, but yeah. Pronunciation is a little off. But no, yeah, definitely it would be great to revitalize those belts. MGT goes, "How dare you, Trev?" I think he was talking about me talking about the theory match.
Wait, what do you mean? How dare you, Trev? Where does he say? Oh, how dare you, Trev? Gunter won the title weeks ago. That shows you how much I've been watching. I said this. I said this before. I like even on the review on the preview show. I said I have not been watching WWE over the past month. The reason for that is one, I am busy, folks. But no, the other thing is like AEW has just been putting on so many like important shows that I've like after, especially between Double or Nothing to blood and guts, and then Forbidden Door, especially. I was like, that has taken up a lot of my wrestling watching time. So it's just SmackDown and Raw have been kind of put to the wayside. But here's the thing: the best part about WWE, this actually might be the best part about WWE. You do not need to watch the week-to-week TV to understand the pay-per-views. Like that is the biggest like loophole that I learned a long time ago with WWE. If you just watch the pay-per-views, like you will enjoy WWE a whole hell of a lot more. If you're someone like me, especially, and you like that consistent storyline, you will enjoy WWE because it'll just be like you won't have the crap. You won't know about the crap that they've done for the past like number of weeks. They'll show you the best stuff in the video package, and you'll be like, "Oh, this makes sense." I think, and then like you'll just see great moment after great moment after great moment, and you'll have the dopamine rush, and it'll be great.
Right.
But if you watch the week-to-week TV, it's gonna be crap. But so that's probably why I enjoyed this pay-per-view so much until the end. But yeah, I mean, will they revitalize the title? I don't expect them to. But does Bobby Lashley make the title more important than when Austin Theory was holding it? Abso-freaking-lutely. Does any of this matter to the writers in WWE?
No,
Probably not.
the
So
fans,
there you go.
maybe, but nothing else.
No, I mean it was ABB's question. And even he said, "Yeah, I'm thinking no." I'm like,
oh no, he's right. He's right. Unfortunately, though.
yeah, MGT says, "I'm just like, let's wait and see on Lashley's title reign, but I know with the right booking, the U.S. title will be revitalized. I mean, it's Bobby freaking Lashley." But dude,
You would like to think that, right?
they've ruined Bobby Lashley multiple. They broke up the Hurt Business twice. Almost
Yeah,
they almost broke him
twice.
up three. They almost brought him back together a third time just to be like, Vince, Mr. McMahon, what are we gonna do? We're gonna put him back together.
Break him up
And we're
again.
gonna break him up in 2 weeks. They'll never see it coming. That's an ultimate swerve. Like, I go, jeez. Well,
No,
we don't
don't get
need
me
that.
wrong. I like Bobby Lashley, and I think, and I
I
honestly
love
can
Bobby Lashley.
agree
He's great. He's not
with
the
the EBB.
problem.
No, he's not. I agree with the EBB that he's been killing it. He has, but to be honest, MGT, it's going to take a lot more than Bobby to revitalize that title. It really is. Like, even Bobby can't get blood out of a stone. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to take a lot to revitalize that title.
And it's gonna take a lot. It won't take a lot, I should say, for y'all to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos release. Moving on, we got the Usos defending their WWE undisputed tag team championships against the boys, the Street Profits, Big Doc, Angelo Dawkins, and you know what? Here's the thing. I always say Ray Phoenix is my favorite wrestler to watch in the ring. Like, he's the most fun to watch guy. He still is. Here's the thing. Yeah. I have a 1A, 1B situation. I don't know which one's 1A. I don't know which one's 1B. All I know is Ray Phoenix and Montez Ford are both ones. That's what I know. Montez Ford he is tied for my favorite wrestler to watch. Like, I love the Big Doc. He's got a great future ahead of him, too. He can be a world champion, too, I think. I think he's got a lot of ability and charisma as well. But the money is right there in Montez Ford. Trevor, I give to you Exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. The man can fly, Trevor.
He's like 6'5"?
He put on like 20 pounds of muscle, and he can still fly. This is insane. Like, my God. Like, he's done like the same like spot too, where he runs from one corner of the ring to the other and jumps over the turnbuckle to the outside. And every time I mark out, it's the same reaction every single time because I'm witnessing a human take flight. He is Homelander. Like, this is like, it's no joke. I mean, he can fly like Homelander can fly. He is not Homelander.
Homelander is horrible.
No, he is no. There's a few people I know who could be Homelander, but he is not Homelander. But you know what I mean. He can fly, damn it. He can fly. All right. But no, I mean, like, Montez Ford is money. This match was amazing. Like, 5 stars. We talked about it. 5 stars for me. My favorite match of the night. What did you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Great, old school 5-star tag team match. What's funny? For Vince McMahon not to like tag teams, he sure has some hell of a tag team at his disposal, doesn't he? Like
he always has. He always has.
Yes,
like,
he always
FTR
has.
in WWE.
Yeah, no, they were, but he just never used them. But like Montez, to piggyback off what you said, Montez Ford is quite possibly the most like flashy, whatever word you want to use, flamboyant. Like, he's money. He's absolutely money. Like, I have not seen him have too many bad matches, if any. And he's money. Like, don't get me wrong. I love D'Angelo Dawkins. I do. I like him as a tag team. But when you see Montez Ford, as talented as D'Angelo Dawkins is, he's an afterthought. And it's because he is so good. Like, you forget he's in the team. Again, that's not saying that Dawkins is bad. I like both of them. I think they're both great athletes. I think they're both great in the ring. But when you see Montez Ford, you forget Angelo Dawkins is part of that team. Like, there's even talks of doing Montez solo.
That's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, they've been talking about it recently.
They've been teasing it too on TV. I've seen some clips. They've been teasing it too on TV. Like here's my.
At this point, you have to though, because he's so popular. He's so popular. You have to.
That's the thing. He's so good. Like, But I mean, you know, the WWE, they love to, because they have to create content, right?
Right.
So that's they drag this out. They're gonna drag it out like they do everything else. But oh my god, like Montez Ford, like the superstardom I see in Montez Ford is like
Oh yeah.
that, like that's the reason like I hate like saying it, because it automatically is people assume it's automatically dismissive of Angelo Dawkins, but I see like this guy. I see that this guy is a Hall of Famer before he's even taken like a real first like baby step. You know, like you know what I'm saying. He's still so young in his career, and I'm just
Right.
this guy is gonna be like one of the all time greats. Like that's what I see in Montez Ford, like an all time great level like athlete, the wrestler on the mic. He's money. He's got it all. He's got a mean face now. Like he was mean mugging the Usos in this match for a little bit, bro. He was.
He
You
was.
see when
He really was.
when he flew over the rope, he was mean mugging him. I was like, yeah, okay. He's got some fire behind him now. Like this is what I want in the guy. Like you want a guy WWE. You want a guy when Roman eventually goes off and does. I don't have my sunglasses on me, but you know, you want a guy when he does, I'm going to Hollywood. That's the guy. That's the guy. Montez Ford. MGT in the chat says, Usos and Street Profits, with no question, stole the show. One of the best tag team matches in WWE. MGT also says, at SummerSlam, they should put the Usos and the Street Profits in a TLC match. People will pay to see that. Buddy, they're not going to do that. You know why? Because we have a pay-per-view for that. The Usos versus the Street Profits and TLC in December. They're going to have 18 more rematches till then.
27. What you talking about?
Yeah. Real quick, EBB in the chat says, Montez is insane. He just has everything you want. Look, size, charisma, good mic skills, in-ring work to match. I see WWE champion in the future every time I see him. Dead on.
If they push him right, you're absolutely right.
And if they don't, hey man, Tony Moneybags, give him money. Do you imagine Montez Ford versus Ray Phoenix?
Oh my god!
Like tell me you don't want that. Tell me you don't want that.
Could you see? Honestly, and I talk about him all the time. Danny Garcia versus Montez Ford.
Be great. Pac versus Montez.
Oh my
Forget
god!
It. Tony, breach a contract. Sign him. Sign him. He needs. No. But in all seriousness, I mean, like he hasn't even scratched the surface of what he can really do in WWE. Like it is. He's got
too. Isn't he? Like late 20s, early 30s.
He's a baby. He's a little baby Montez Ford. Little baby. He's like, I think he's like about to turn 30 or something like that. But still, he's at 32. He's still young. It's pro wrestling. Cody's like 36 and just hitting his stride. Like Sting is about to.
Sting is still hitting his stride.
Sting
at
is 60. Sting is 60, dude. And he's about to be like an All Atlantic champion or some crap like one of these days.
Dude, the fact that he can physically just jump off things the way he does is just absolutely amazing.
I can't physically jump off things the way Sting does.
I fall off things more than I jump.
I fall off when I fall down when I try to stand up.
There you go. Boom.
But yeah, Usos retained. Very questionable finish though, with Montez Ford's shoulders still being up. So run it back at SummerSlam, and let's do it in a steel cage this time. It's been a while since I've seen WWE do like a nice tag team steel cage match.
Right. It's been a while. It has been a while. No, well, yeah, that's still a while. Yeah. Last one was Lucha Bros and
no, WWE.
Oh, you're talking about WWE. Okay, I was talking about just general. Last one I've seen was that one.
Lucha Bros. Who the hell are the Lucha Jabronis? Who are they? Do they? They can't. Look at him. He's got a mask. Why is he wearing a mask? People are gonna think he's ugly. That's Vince McMahon logic for you right there.
Which makes no sense.
Anyway, let's move on, guys. Talk about the WWE SmackDown Women's World Championship on the line between Rowdy Ronda Rousey and Natalia. And people, correct me in the chat, please. If I'm wrong about this, correct me in the chat. But from the research I've gathered, the clips that I've watched, and the promo package they played beforehand, the crux of this feud was Natalia telling Ronda Rousey that she was lame for going off and having a baby.
I think you're right, sir.
I hope I'm not. I'm pretty sure I am, but I really hope I'm not because that would be
I hope you're wrong too.
oof, oof. But let me know in the chat if I am wrong. Look, these two women are two great submission specialists. I would have loved to have seen this be a ultimate submission match. That would have been really cool. We got a singles match though, which had some really cool submission spots, trading ankle locks, trading sharpshooters, and yeah, Trevor, what do you think about this match?
So I'm kind of same way you are. Kind of I don't know exactly how you felt about this match, but like I thought it had some great spots. Thought it was good, but I feel like it came off as flat though, and and as good as both superstars are, I feel like that's a shame, you know. But I feel like it came off as a little flat actually. Um, I don't know. I think the ending was a saving grace. Not saying the match ending, but what we all know what happened at the end of the match. I think that was probably the best spot of the match. But it wasn't a terrible match. No, by a long shot, it wasn't a bad match. It was just one of those things that was kind of like it just came off as flat.
Yeah, I see that. I thought the latter part of this match was good, really good. I think I think this would have been better if it was an ultimate submission match and they focused more on the mat based wrestling. Like these two could go out there and I think put on a great match.
Right,
But
right.
but they used a lot of shortcuts. Natalia was on the outside. Going, I'm Austin Theory. I'm gonna be on the outside for most of this match. The latter part with the story of Ronda's knee giving out was great, and it played into what would happen next as well. But overall, I mean, they went out there and they did, I think, the best that they did the best they could with the parameters they were given. Like they were given what 11 or 12 minutes to go out there, which is a decent time. But also they this could have been drawn out longer. In the end, Rowdy Ronda Rousey retained by making Natty tap out. And Ronda Rousey retained the WWE SmackDown World Championship, SmackDown Women's title, whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. But not before. I don't even know. I can't. I'm not gonna try.
I don't know her music. I'm not.
No, it's like it's some noises in the beginning. I know that. But Liv Morgan, wow, came down the ramp, ran down,
and I
in.
figured she was going to, and I was again feel good moment, but also like.
See, my thing is, I thought they were gonna like drag this out for a while, and then here's the thing, I just didn't care, and I still don't care. This was an amazing moment. This happened exactly what it should have, because moment. It got the exact reaction out of me that it was intended to get. I was geeking out, marking out of my seat, falling backwards. Liv Morgan cashing Money in the Bank and became the new WWE SmackDown Women's World Champion. I love this, Trevor. I love this.
Oh yeah, to me it was the best part of the match. Like I said, it was a great feel good moment. And honestly, I loved when Ronda got up and hugged her. I loved that part. I thought that part was great too. That added to it. So
Ronda just leaned in, whispered in her ear, "Congratulations. Yep. Keep it warm for me. I'll see it in 2 weeks because I gotta face Charlotte at SummerSlam." Damn it. But hey, I don't expect WWE to do good booking, like long-term booking and storyline wise. I expect WWE to give me some great moments in between all the crap, which is what they did here. They gave some really good moment. They gave a really good moment. Like this is something that the wrestling fans are gonna like. I hope. Here's the thing. WWE does this weird thing where they'll have a great moment and they'll ruin it with like long term
Like
with their
always.
lack of long term booking. Like a Big E, right? Remember Big E's title win? How awesome that was! How
It
huge
was
that
great.
was! Everyone
You
was
remember his title
talking about
reign? Because you
exactly,
blinked, right?
exactly. It was bad, and he just unceremoniously lost to Brock Lesnar day one and never regained the title. I hope the same doesn't happen to Liv Morgan. She's got a chance to look like a star, feel like a star, and act like a star. Hopefully,
Liv
WWE lets
Morgan
her.
is very, 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 very talented. We wanted her to get that push last year. She
She should
didn't
have
get
got that
that
push
push
last
last
year.
year, and I fear, and I still fear that it was almost too late. But they struck while the iron's hot. They gave us a great moment. Right now, they're gonna poop all over
Let's hope
it.
not. Let's hope not. I'm gonna give Liv a little bit more of the. I'm not gonna give WWE a benefit of the doubt because
Oh no, I'm gonna
don't
give
trust
Liv
them.
all the benefit of the doubt. WWE, none whatsoever.
Yep, but we'll see where it goes. Anyway, moving on. Main event. I don't even know how to talk about this. Trevor,
Badly.
all seven men are in the ring. Austin Theory is announced by Adam Pearce to be the eighth man in this match. Of all the people they could have chosen to be the best, they didn't pick Montez Ford.
No,
They
no,
didn't pick they didn't pick
they didn't pick someone with talent.
they didn't even get like say they didn't even come out and say, "Hey, Brock Lesnar, come on down." Like no.
No,
Austin frickin' Theory. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Austin Theory joined the fray, taking on Seth Rollins, Omos, Sami Zayn, Madcap Moss, Riddle, and Drew McIntyre. What'd you think of this match? What'd you think of the ending?
I, you know what? I think the ending erased anything I would have thought positively about this match. and I and I hate to say that, but like honestly, like dude, like okay, great people in the match. Matt Cat Moss, I can't stand, but he didn't do horrible in the match. Omos, he speaks for himself. But it was an interesting array of people, and it was a decent match. I liked the match until they announced this guy. And I mean, longtime wrestling fans knew, oh, he's gonna win it. Like Theory's gonna win it. Why Theory's gonna win it? But who knows? But Theory's gonna win it. And then you know what this means? This means there is a possibility that Theory could go for a title shot. And it also means that there's a possibility, since WWE hates people, will make him a champion.
You will never hear me say this ever again. I would have much rather had Matt Cardona win this match and be the eighth man
Record this.
than Austin Theory. It's already being recorded. That is how much I hated this decision.
This was a terrible decision.
I would rather have them book an indie jobber jabroni to win this match, like Matt Cardona,
Eddie Kingston?
than Austin Theory. No, an indie jobber jabroni. Eddie Kingston's not an indie jobber jabroni. Eddie Kingston.
Not anymore. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
No. Matt Cardona is. Anyway, but in all seriousness, like I would have much rather had James Ellsworth come down win this match. I would have much rather had Hornswoggle come down win this match. I would have much rather had Pee Wee Herman come down and win this match. I would have much rather had. I would have much rather had. Shane McMahon, the person who everyone hates right now. I would have much rather had Shane McMahon come out and win this match than Austin Theory.
Oh, definitely, dude. Like MGT, I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you on this one. It's Theory winning this match is probably the worst thing that could possibly happen.
I would have rather had Madcap Moss win this match. It would have been interesting.
Who else could it be?
What are they going to do with Madcap Moss?
Who can make it worse? Ezekiel? I mean, like who can make it worse?
Hey,
like,
I love Ezekiel.
I do too, actually, because Ezekiel's hilarious. But no, like, here's the thing. Okay, so this is a very low bar. So take it with what you will. Do I think Theory is a great performer in the ring. No. Do I think he's better than Omos? Yes, but that's a very low bar.
I'm a better wrestler than Omos.
So yes, but the thing is, the kid has no charisma. He can't carry a match. That's why he's in matches with people that can carry matches, because otherwise he'll be wandering around. Like he's been forced upon us. Like, I hate to say it, like Drew McIntyre was when he first came out, but even Drew was way more entertaining than he was. Like, it's no. Who would believe that he can beat Roman Reigns? Who?
I do. Austin Theory will cash in Money in the Bank and win the title. 100%.
I know he will, but that's what I'm saying. Who believes that he can? Like,
boom, bing bong, got it. You know exactly what's gonna happen. I know the exact booking WWE is gonna do. This is actually something they would do. Cody Rhodes is going to return, win the Royal Rumble. Cody's going to go to WrestleMania, have his big moment. He's going to win at WrestleMania.
In theory, he's going to cash it in.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Because Vince is going to be back there thinking, think of the heat. MGT in the chat says, you guys are underrating Theory so much. Here's the thing. I think, in my opinion, Austin Theory is a solid in-ring performer. I think Austin Theory has a charisma about him that is not, but he's not charismatic, if that makes sense. He has a charisma about him. That doesn't mean you're charismatic. Steve Blackman had a charisma about him. The dude wasn't exactly cutting great promos, right? The dude can't really cut a promo. He's weird on screen. Like, that's the thing. He's awkward and weird when he's backstage and doing vignettes. When he's cutting promos in the ring, he comes across as weird, strange, and awkward, which is not what his character is even supposed to be. Like, which, again, the selfie thing, well, whatever. Again, it's supposed to be annoying, but it's an NXT gimmick is what it is. Right. It's an NXT developmental jobber jabroni gimmick. It might be good for Matt Cardona. You're on the main roster. You're supposed to be winning Money in the Bank. It's not great for you, kid. But it is, and he's been put in the spotlight after spotlight after spotlight. And can anyone honestly say that this dude's a draw?
No.
What does he draw?
He hasn't shown me anything.
He draws boos, yeah, sure, but even then, it's like the lame type of boos where people are like, "Oh, Theory, okay, boo," and then they just stop because they be quiet. They get quiet. They get quiet. When the crowd goes mild, that's the worst thing that can happen in professional wrestling. Because they're not even booing him out of hatred. At least the Roman Reigns booing was interesting because they were like, the people were captivated by the fact that how much they hated Roman Reigns. This is Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34 versus Brock Lesnar. That match where everyone was just quiet during the main event of WrestleMania. That's what Austin Theory is. Does that mean they can't fix him? Yes, they can. And Austin Theory can get a whole hell of a lot better. But right now, what they're doing is not working.
Not at all. Like, what? So I have not seen any change from him from NXT to now. Like, he's still the same guy. I mean, he's not as dumb as he was playing on NXT, but like, he's still the same gimmick. Really, he's like, it's nothing better. Like, you mentioned.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Allow me one more folly here. I'm just gonna put everything into perspective. Grayson Waller is a better Austin Theory than Austin Theory.
I would agree with that.
Grayson Waller is a much better Austin Theory than Austin Theory.
And it is funny you mentioned that. I would totally agree with that. Like, do I think Austin Theory can get better? Yes, I do. Do I think he has potential? Yes, I do. But Chris Jericho said it best about, I think it was Dean Malenko. I am Mr. Roboto. I have no charisma. And he has no charisma. Like, he has a little pitch, but he's not charismatic. Not at all. But you can work with him. You definitely can. But, like, I can't sit here and say, like, oh, man, did you see that Austin Theory match, man? He was great in it. No, I can't say that because I haven't seen one.
Didn't help that he was, like, hiding most of this match, too. But, yeah, it's not great.
I've never thought Lashley was the greatest on the mic, but I wouldn't say Theory's better than on the mic than he is.
What is this? Oh, MGT in the chat says,
yeah,
Theory is not bad on the mic. I love Lashley, but I compare the two. I would say, yeah, you're
I would.
comparing.
Yeah,
You're comparing. Okay, you want to compare them to Bobby Lashley? I'm a better talker than Bobby Lashley, bro.
yeah.
Like
Bobby's
I'm
not
like
great on the microphone.
Bobby.
No,
Bobby doesn't need to be a great talker
no.
because he's great in the ring. He's elite in the ring. He's got an elite look, an elite physique, and like I said, he's been there, done that. Theory hasn't. People have a reason to care about Bobby Lashley. No one has a reason to give a crap about Austin Theory.
I mean, not yet. I mean, if you give them a reason and make him better, like make me like the kid. Make me like him.
Grayson Waller's better at the
Liking.
gimmick.
Yeah, he is. Grayson Waller is better, and he's more likable.
Which like Grayson Waller plays like the DB millennial influencer or whatever, selfie snapper, whatever you want to call it, much better. Think about how Austin Theory got here. It's the dumbest thing in the world. He stole an egg.
Yeah.
And he's Mr. Money in the Bank. Like that was his
though.
rise to prominence. Stealing a freaking egg. Come on.
Theory had a lot of promise coming in NXT. Then they made him what they made him. Now he's this. Again, I want to see better out of the kid. I do. Give me, make me like him. Give me a reason to be like, oh, he's pretty good. Like, but so far I haven't got that yet. Maybe we'll get it with the Money in the Bank, but I really doubt it.
And again, hey, MGT, we love you. We love you. Your opinion honestly is just as valid as any of ours, right? It's honestly just as valid.
Yeah.
But like I'm just telling you what I think, and I just think
and
not working.
not to down you, because honestly, I love a lot of your insight. A lot of the things you say are very insightful and make a lot of sense. And I love your views and your opinions. But we just have a different opinion. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, as long as your views and opinions aren't that Matt Cardona is a good wrestler, then we're great. We're all on the same page here. Let's keep moving on. Let's move on very quickly. I want to talk about Blood and Guts. All right, what did you think about Blood and Guts? What was your reaction?
Yeah, what I'm doing now is pretty much my reaction.
That was an insane match, wasn't it?
Oh my god, dude! Oh man. and Tony Khan does owe you some money, by the way.
You know, he owes me like half the money that he was supposed to pay. Like, cause like here's the thing. I think like the second that like Jericho and Guevara, I think it was Jericho and Guevara, right? Yeah, Jericho and Guevara started climbing the steel cage. I was texting you, and I was like, Tony Khan better pay up. He better pony up.
I just started laughing. I was like, yes, he does.
This is some bull. Tony Khan watches this show, gives me zero credit. I'm suing him. I am the best Pakistani promoter in pro wrestling, not him. Like, this is rigged. I won by a lot. No, we didn't. But no, but in all seriousness, but yeah, no, it was. I was watching that and I was mesmerized by what Blood and Guts. AEW has this down to a T. They know, like, given last year, this year, they know exactly what they're doing. Like this, it was perfect, absolute perfection. Was Blood and Guts, and there's really nothing else. Go watch the match. Go watch the match. Eddie Kingston's a maniac. Him and Claudio are definitely going to feud sometime relatively soon. God bless Angelo Parker and Matt Menard. Look, 2.0, ever since they've been in AEW, people really underrate that. People say, oh, they're just jobbers, whatever.
Right.
They have been part of some of the most critical like matches. Like they were in the main event of the First Dance. Mm-hmm. They were headlining Dynamite after Dynamite after Rampage after Rampage with like Ambrose, it's not Ambrose, Moxley and Darby and then different variations of that tag team. Like they have not gotten enough credit for what they're doing, and then like what they're doing now, just being like DB heels, like it's amazing. Like, I know the Jericho Appreciation Society isn't for everyone. I'm a huge fan of like what their thing is. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's absolutely amazing. It's one of the best factions in wrestling right now, dude. Like it's amazing. It's so gimmicky and so off putting. And by the way, when you talk about Jericho, you have to call him a wizard, please. We have to talk about his wizardness.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad that we didn't get a fireball spot. That's the
Dude, I
one thing
really wanted a fireball.
I really wanted the fireball
And why
spot.
haven't we got Jericho with a wizard hat yet in a cloak? Why haven't we got that yet?
Oh, we did get it. Remember? Or you remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, the cone on his head.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
We didn't bring that back. We need to call back to that. That's also like all the pandemic stuff that happened. Like that's one of my favorite matches from the pandemic. Like that street fight. I think it was Omega and Matt Hardy versus Jericho and Sammy Guevara. That was the one where Sammy got mowed down by the golf cart. Like that is. Match. And I know a lot of people, like, there's a lot of AEW fans who hated the whole magic, quote unquote, thing with Matt Hardy because he teleported or whatever. I don't care about that. That's whatever. Magic is pro wrestling canon, folks. It is. Accept it. Magic happens. It's pro wrestling. Let's move on. Trevor, talk about our last topic of the day. With June passing us by now, we're officially 6 months into the year. We're halfway through 2022. Sheesh. Feel old yet?
I felt old at the beginning of this year.
I felt old at the beginning of this century. I felt old at the beginning of last century too. Bro. Trevor, with half the year gone by, we're ready to give our mid-year superlatives. We're going to talk about what we think our favorite match of the year is, male wrestler of the year, female wrestler of the year, and finally show of the year. So we'll run through all those. Guys, MGT, Surf Wrestling, everyone else in the chat, be sure to put in who you guys think is the best wrestler of the year. What show you guys like the most, and what match you like the most. Let's talk about match of the year first. A lot of ones up there in contention for this. You had the Page match with Bryan Danielson. You had the FTR versus the Briscoes. Yep. You had Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus Jimmy and Jay Uso this past Saturday, I should say. There's a lot of great matches out there to choose from.
There really is.
But Trevor, let's start with you, and we'll alternate on these. What do you think is the match of the year?
Man, you listed so many good ones, man.
There's so many more than that, right?
Yeah. I don't know. How did you feel about the this is just my interpretation. How did you feel about Moxley and Daniel Bryan? Bryan Danielson. I really like that one. That was one.
I like that one too.
That was one of my favorites. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Actually, I'm gonna go with that one.
You're gonna go with that one?
Really good, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that one. I don't think that's a wrong one. I think that's a good one to go with.
No, I mean that's a great one to go with. I mean, like, there's so many more than that. Like, you could go with like even Blood and Guts was a great match. Like the Anarchy in the Arena was a great match.
That was absolutely insanity. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Another one you can throw in there, and it pays me to say it. Jericho and Kingston was a damn good match.
Jericho and Kingston was a damn good match, and it was great afterwards. I am going to go with one that people might not have really thought about, but I just watching this match, you're just like captivated by oh my God. For me, the match of the year, and I know, here's the thing, Briscoes versus FTR was close, really close.
Yeah.
I thought Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy was my match of the year.
You know what? I was thinking that. That was such a good match. Oh my God, it was such a good match.
I was watching that. It was a near fall after near fall after near fall. Orange Cassidy's out there like teasing Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay just it was oy vey. It was amazing.
Such a good match, man. Like, I wonder how many people don't realize how good Orange Cassidy actually is.
They forget every 3 months, and then he comes up to the pay-per-views and reminds them.
Right. Well, same thing with Will Ospreay. People forget how good he is sometimes too. And
they think he's all flips, but he's now fists. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So I'm going with Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy.
Okay, I'm going with my original pick, Bryan Danielson, Mox.
Okay. Moving on, male wrestler of the year. I will say this with an asterisk. By the end of this year, Jon Moxley will be the male wrestler of the year. Male wrestler of this year, though, so far. And people gonna be mad. Cody was a close second, in my opinion.
Yep.
Cody was a close
Yep.
second because he dominated
Yep.
pro wrestling for the first half of this
Mhm.
year. He's gonna be out for the rest of it, but Dax Harwood week to week was putting on the best matches in
That's a
pro wrestling.
very interesting. That's a very interesting name to throw out there.
It is just the god honest truth. Dax Harwood,
Yeah.
week in, week out, whether it was AEW, whether it was AAA, whether it was Ring of Honor, was going out there putting on clinics. Whether it was in tag team matches, whether it was in singles matches, he was doing it all. He proved this year that he has a future as a singles wrestler. That's how awesome Dax Harwood is. Like this dude, who everyone thought, like, if there was gonna be a guy to break out from FTR eventually, people were like, oh, Cash Wheeler. But like, no, it's they both could be great wrestlers in their own right. But I mean, that's if they ever break up. They might just be a forever tag team. But if they ever do need to like go their separate ways, Dax Harwood is a guy to watch. But he's the best. He's the best. He's the best right now.
It's so many ways you can go with that, right? But like the thing is so many injuries. So you could definitely say CM Punk injured. Doesn't can't say that.
You can say that. I mean, you could.
What I mean, you can say Brian Daniels. I mean, you say either one of them. You can. Adam Cole was another one that that's had a good one. You know what? Who I was gonna put up there, and I guess maybe it's not the right pick, but Hook. Hook has looked really, really good, even though he hasn't wrestled a whole lot of names. But Hook has looked really, really good. Like, I mean, his breakout year, he's looked really, really, really good. And I could possibly see Rookie of the Year, right, for Hook, because he's been Rookie Wrestler of the Year because he's been so good. Very tough question for me. You know what? I'm gonna. I hate you.
Hook.
We love our sight gags here. But no, you know what?
I'm like Carrot Top. I'm all about prop comedy.
I think I'll say CM Punk. I guess. Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad pick at all. No.
Yeah, him and Dax Harwood did have a great match too.
Well, they definitely did. Definitely did.
There's been so many great matches like this year.
It's been great matches and just great wrestlers in general, right? It's just.
Yeah. We got MGT in the chat saying, "Hey guys, since Randy's injured, how about Riddle?" I don't talk about Riddle. That's all you care about.
You don't like Riddle?
I'm gonna send you an article after this, and you might not like Riddle.
Oh man.
Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, strictly from an in-ring standpoint, Riddle is a great wrestler.
Yeah.
I am not too sure about the person though. Although allegedly. Anyway,
wrestling standpoint, Riddle, yeah.
Yeah, wrestling standpoint, Vince McMahon, amazing. Human standpoint, Vince McMahon, bad. I mean, it's like saying like R. Kelly wasn't a great singer. Yeah, sure, you can say that, but dude, you can't ignore. Anyway,
I get you.
That's not comparing anyone to anyone else. I'm sorry. That's not it's not me comparing anyone to anyone else or what anyone else has allegedly done. It is just like it's just like a more of like a on principle thing, right? Like someone can be good at something, but also be just a terrible human being, right? But again, that's not specifically to Riddle and what. Go on the internet. You can read on from there. Anyway, moving on. Or no, sorry. So I go with Harwood. You go with Punk. Let's move on to best female wrestler of the year for the first half of 2022.
Mm. Bunch of different ways, man. Bunch of different ways. I think I'm gonna go with Chris Statlander though.
Chris Statlander, interesting.
Only
Explain.
because only because I think you're seeing you're starting to see the best of Chris Statlander. You're starting to see the absolute best. You're starting to see a healthy Chris Statlander. You're starting to see a Statlander with a different mindset, different gimmick. They're letting her be her. So, with that being said,
Best
the
though?
matches you've seen, Stat, I like.
Over
It's
Thunder Rosa though.
but that's the thing. I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, Thunder Rosa, even Ruby Rocks Soho, Ruby's done well too. So
I
I'm gonna
love
go with
Chris
Ruby.
Statlander.
I feel better going Ruby.
I love Chris Statlander. I love Ruby Soho. But it's gotta be.
Even though
There's
I
one
mean,
person.
I
There's
was
only one
Thunder
person.
Rosa. Yeah.
What?
You don't
What?
think Bianca Belair
No, 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 no,
belongs in it?
no. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not Thunder Rosa. It's not Bianca Belair. It's not Becky Lynch. It's not Charlotte. It's not Ronda Rousey. It's not any of them. It is.
Target.
Look, this is my official application to be in the baddie section right now.
I knew it was gonna be her.
Jade
I knew it was gonna be her.
Cargill is the female wrestler of the year.
Yeah, she
The
probably will be though. Yeah, hands down.
2022 will be the year of Jade. My God, what this woman has done is like over the past 6 months, just dominating the women's division in AEW, dominating the ratings in AEW. She's a star. She's getting much better in the ring. Her presence is elite. Like there are few people in pro wrestling who have the presence of Jade Cargill, right? Like we talked about Hook, right? How Hook has this natural presence about him. Jade has that like times 10. Like that is how great she is. I mean, she's got Stokely Hathaway as her mouthpiece. She's getting better in the ring. She's getting more baddies now. I'm gonna be one of them. I'm a baddie. Jade, honey. I mean, no, honey. No, no. I did not mean to say that. Jade. I am as sweet as honey. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm hashtag simping for Cargill.
Pakistani honey.
Pakistani honey. There we go. No, but in all seriousness, I want to be in the baddies very badly. I very badly want to be a baddie.
Jade's the pick, man. Jade has been putting in work.
Jade.
It's Jade. She's gotten so much better in everything. Mic, wrestling, everything. Like presence. It's just so refreshing to see someone like her in this, in this role. So my hat's off to you, Jade. Hats off to you.
My hat's off to you, and yeah, Jade Cargill. She's great. It's just so great to see Jade Cargill succeeding too. It's like there are a lot of people who talk crap about Jade Cargill early on, who like less than a year later, are just like, where are you? Where are you, people?
Are you a baddie now? Oh, gotcha. That's what.
All right. Now, lastly, but most importantly, show of the year. So there was a lot of great wrestling this year.
It was.
People are gonna be mad about my pick, but
oh really? Really?
People are gonna be mad about my pick. Oh yeah, it's my turn. Never mind. So get ready to be mad. My pick for show of the year was not Forbidden Door, not Revolution.
Nope.
Not Double or Nothing.
Nope.
WrestleMania Night 1. It was the best show of the year. It had some of the biggest moments, some of the best moments, highlighted by Stone Cold Steve Austin returning to the ring. for a match and a damn good one at that. I mean, like, how can you go wrong with that? On top of that, Cody and Seth came out and put on a clinic, like in Cody Rhodes' return. I thought Ronda and Charlotte Flair was also good. That had the big moment with Logan Paul. And like, say what you want about whatever's the best match on the show. For me, the best match on that show, like, I love the Seth and Cody match. Watching it back. But Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch was the best match on that
amazing
show.
match. Amazing
Like
match.
that was such a great show. Yeah, WrestleMania night 1, not night 2. No, not night 2. They were, in my mind, those are two different shows because they happen on two different nights. WrestleMania night 1, best show of the year. Followed
I have to agree with you, brother.
Okay,
I might have to agree with you, sir. That was one of the best pay-per-views I've seen this year. It was amazing show. Like, great spots, great matches, great moments on the mic. Just like, it was a great show. It really was.
And here's the thing: I had to pick between this and Forbidden Door. Like, Forbidden Door was, I said this, AEW's most consistent card, like, match to match. But I mean, it's just it didn't have the emotion. It really just did not have the emotion that WrestleMania did.
The only reason I wouldn't pick for Forbidden Door is because, one, the lack of airplay they got it. Like, we didn't even know it was going to be that weekend because they just didn't talk about it much. Two, like you said, the emotion wasn't there. I felt like they made up for it with the actual show, but the build-ups to, like, some of the story matches or whatever weren't there. It just wasn't passionate enough. But not saying it was a bad pay-per-view, because it's not. It was a great pay-per-view. But WrestleMania, definitely night 1.
Let us know what you guys think is the best pay-per-view of the year. MGT in the chat says WrestleMania my pick, definitely. MGT says, oh, Jade Cargill, I go with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's not a bad pick now. She might own this. She very well could own the second half of the year. She very well could. Oh, man. Trevor. One thing we do know is that the best wrestler of the year is not that jabroni named Matt Cardona on the Indies.
He should be.
What a show we've had. We've had a pretty good show.
We did. We definitely did.
Definitely did. Trevor, what are you watching? What are you doing? What are you liking? What are you hating?
What do you like? I haven't been watching a lot of wrestling this week, honestly. I been trying to. I watched. Did you get a chance to watch the UFC over the weekend?
No. I didn't get a chance to watch UFC. Oh, you know what I did watch this week that I thought was pretty funny? And so I was watching some old WWF. I watched Vince McMahon's promo that he cut on The Undertaker in 2003.
Oh, yeah.
Leading up to their Buried Alive match. Oh boy, oh boy, Vince McMahon. What a
what a character that guy.
Look, a character for sure. The Vince McMahon character was captivating, to say the least. Wow, that promo he cut was literally insane. Like,
yeah, it was.
My God, he and Paul Heyman was just sitting there looking. Paul, like, yeah, it was amazing. Go watch that promo, kids. But yeah, that was my big thing. I mean, Money in the Bank, obviously, and obviously I'm not watching indie garbage Matt Cardona, but
because he's hurt.
yeah, because he can't hang. Can't hang.
He can't do what he can do.
What do you mean? I can sit at home too.
You can sit at home, but you can do that right now.
What is Matt Cardona doing right now that I'm not doing?
Right now, it's hurt.
Exactly. That's what. He's sitting down just like I am.
Oh, MGT did bring up something I meant to mention to you. Israel Sanya's.
The Undertaker entrance. I did see that.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was awesome. It was so awesome. Did you get a chance to see the snippets of it?
Yeah. I saw the entrance. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
He's holding the urn and everything. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Oh.
Yeah. You know who didn't have an entrance this weekend? Big indie jobber, Matt Cardona.
You know what? We need to get him on this show so he can
Get him
defend
on. Get him on.
himself.
You, dude. I will cut a promo on his ass. I will cut a promo on Matt Cardona while he just sits there and chills his stupid podcast.
Do you watch the Indies?
Do I watch it? Yeah, I do. I watch indie garbage all the time.
Who do you like on the Indies?
Not Matt Cardona.
I mean, because you have no taste. But who do you like on the Indies? Juice, right?
Juice Robinson? He's not in the Indies.
Yeah, I thought he was in Indies still.
No, Juice Robinson's in New. He did the thing where he's like going back and forth between New Japan and whatever. No, I am a Joey Janela fan. Believe it or not. Although I was not a fan of him setting himself on fire for a super kick that was stupid. I stand by it.
Did you just say indie garbage and then say you were a fan of Joey Janela?
What do you mean? Yes, Joey Janela. First of all, Joey Janela is the godfather of Joey Janela Spring Break, one of the best indie shows ever.
Oh, that is one of my favorites.
When else are you gonna get to see the Invisible Man versus the Invisible Stan with Bryce Remsburg wearing the special goggles where he can see the Invisible Men?
Exactly.
It
was a very hard match.
John Cena wrestled an indie show WrestleMania weekend in 2019. I saw it for my own very eyes. He was the Invisible Stan. It was amazing. I mean, like Joey Janela's great. Joey Janela's great. I love him. I mean, like again, not Matt Cardona. We got MGT saying, "Hey guys, what about Seth Rollins as Wrestler of the Year? Even though he's lost a lot, he hasn't carried the title. Yeah, for a guy who hasn't carried a title, I agree. He's doing a lot of great character work.
Like honestly,
yeah. I mean, I think I think the lack of. Actually, not even that. Like, he is great. Like, Seth Rollins is great, but it's just like the spotlight has always been on someone else, and that's why he doesn't get it as much. But I don't know. I think consistently though it's been Dax Harwood.
Yeah, I think Dax is a good pick, but don't get me wrong. I didn't think about it until MGT said that, but that is a great discussion to have.
Worst Wrestler of the Year.
Worst Worst Wrestler of the Year. Theory. No, no, I'm joking. Probably almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say Omos. Hey, Matt Cardona's got that. Matt Cardona, Omos.
He's a better wrestler, Omos.
Yeah, Omos is better. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Omos is a better wrestler. I agree.
Your microphone is a better wrestler than Omos.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, no, I mean, look, yeah, but that just speaks to how terrible Matt Cardona is. But yeah, I agree with you.
How terrible Omos is.
No, well, you just said, yeah, Matt Cardona is worse than Omos, and I agree. Anyway, guys, it's been a great show. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever new videos are released. If you ever want to hear Trevor's big jobber takes on Matt Cardona, you guys can go follow him on Twitter at TrevorTainment. Not going to spell that out today. Don't got the energy. You can also follow me on Twitter at OMERQ Show. Follow Real Take Sports on Twitter at Real Take Sports. Subscribe to the channel. Trevor, what you got going on? What you want to say to the people?
Nothing much, guys. Just have a good week. Hope you had a great National Grill Day yesterday.
You mean 4th of July, sir?
Yeah, International Grilling Day.
It's the 4th of it's American Day. If you don't like it, there's the door.
That's why I'm standing outside it.
MGT asked a very important question. How many matches has Satnam Singh had in AEW? One that I know of, and I already know that he is significantly better than Omos.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Not even close. Satnam Singh is much better than Omos.
He's more athletic, actually.
The dude played. He was the Dallas Maverick. Of course, he's more athletic than Omos.
Of course.
Anyway, but
all right, guys.
But yeah, guys. Happy week. Happy life. Matt Cardona sucks. We will see you next week. No, we're not leaving, so you take that back.
Oh, the fingers? Yeah, you got it.
No, I
Hold
thought you
on.
take Joey Janela. No. Everyone knows that Joey Janela never had to invent a fake title to
No,
get
because he
over.
knew he'd never win one.
What do you mean? Joey Janela's won titles before.
I mean, yeah. Like what? Name
King,
one that
he,
matters.
he is the king of indie death matches. Nick Gage is a better technical wrestler than Matt Cardona. Good night.